Welcome back, everyone. This is it, man. This is it. Doge and a couple of the other ones I have sold. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to share with you some of the overall moves I've been making when it comes to the altcoins, and of course, it has been a selling frenzy for me today. I am de-risking big time in the portfolio, because we are hitting certain key moments where I want to lock in my gains. I am up substantially, well into the multiple six figures over the last month and a half, and I do not want to just blindly sit back and give it all back. So I'm going to get a little bit more active on my trading. So if this is what you like to see, you want to see big numbers moving everywhere, well, buckle up, folks, because we're just getting started. Hit that like button. I'm going to go over all the different moves that have happened. And, of course, take a look at Dogecoin, Bonk, Shiba Inu, and so much more in the charts. I am Crypto Mo, and I hope you're having a decent day today. I know the red was out there, and it was no fun. And there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions. For those who have not done it, I got an opportunity for you here. Once I pull it up for the live teaching sessions, which are now here. Once I get this plugged in, boom, first link down below. Once you click that, you'll be able to come on over here, check this out. Let me hit it up there. Boom, 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 and there it is. Code SAVE. You can be a part of my lesson this week, is saving you 40% off of this, or Dr. Stock, or Wills. And on top of that, we do have the bundle, which you guys can take advantage of as well if you so desire, and that will save you. I'm done with this. I got to unplug this. Go back in there, but that'll save you 40% off of that as well. Code SAVE, and you guys can take advantage of that, and that's what we're looking at right now. All right, back to the chart. I think I got the plug fixed. And like I said, the Discord is right here. All you got to do is code LEARN, 50% off. It should be a checkout automatically. That is the second link down below. And of course, the webinar is still there. If you guys have not gotten into the webinar, third link down below, it's on the house. There is no cost. Take advantage of that webinar. And boom, right there it is. And we have open spots for that one as well. Learn my framework on the house. All right, let's go ahead, dig into the portfolios. As you guys are watching, this continues to do its moves. We had a high watermark 33.4, double high watermark of 33.08. Now we have dropped over 10% on that. And the question becomes, is this just the beginning, or are we going to bounce back up? All right, and that's the $1 million question. I haven't sold any of this yet, but I am debating it. I will ask you guys, do you think I should or no? That's up to you. Next one on the list here. Let's update this. 2241, 2245. Good, it bounced back up a little bit. So I got out of half of it, freed up, not quite half, freed up about 100,000 of cash on this one, and I'm watching this one. So I did get out of Dogecoin, and I got out of Bonk. So I'm letting you guys know I did sell those two. And of course, the overall portfolio, you guys saw that for that split second you had it there, 37,000 down. And I sold all my Bitcoin, and I sold over roughly half of my Ethereum. That leads us into the charts and what I'm watching for right now. We're seeing a little pushback up, which is nice. The markets are closed now, and we're going to see where we go in terms of the stocks. But as I go into, let's go ahead and talk, we'll talk Bonk first. I'm watching these charts, and we are hitting certain key levels. Here was the 61.8% retracement. Why'd you get out of Bonk, Mo? Well, I wanted to see if we confirm below the 61.8, which we did today. And if we get that confirmation below, I don't stick around. And so I'm not in here, going out there hoping for the best. I play the charts. And once we fill on the 61.8, I do believe we're going all the way back down to 19. 19 is another 10% down from here, and that's what I'm expecting. Even if we get a green candle or two, I do expect an ultimate testing of the 19 cent, or not 19 cent, down to the 19 range, though. 78.6% retracement. That's what I'm calling for. And at that point, if we hit there, then I would make a decision on what I'm going to do if I want to try to get back in a little bit. That is the first one on Bonk. Then we move to Doge, because a lot of people are saying, whoa, kind of go through it. Now, Doge, on the other hand, this is one that I've been watching. And you can see we had a key support here. We pushed all the way back up. Then we had the flipping. And look, my bread bot gave me the signal today. If this finishes below the 50, I did this a little early. Normally, I'd wait for a confirmation candle to go down. I'm taking a little higher risk. And so for this one, we have the flippening of the 5 and the 13 and the crossing of the 50. Normally, when I see this crossing of the 50 of the candle and this together, I usually say that's enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and get out of my long position and move away from that. So a lot of my long positions up over, I added them all up in the last video on my main channel. I think it was like $250,000, possibly a little bit more up over the last 6 weeks. So I'm okay. I was up about 400. We gave some back. I'm not giving any more back. I'll lock in at this point, and we'll re-huddle and see what's going on. But for this one, if I get a red candle tomorrow and a confirmation, that tells me everything I need to know. So once this candle finishes today, I'm looking at tomorrow's candle and seeing, are we dropping? This now dropped below 50 on the RSI, down to 46. So just absolutely in a beautiful bearish position. The confirmation candle would make this where I think it's going all the way down to 19 cents, and we were at 21 cents. So a 10% decrease there as well is what I would expect. If it confirms here and we bounce up, that's where I would jump back in, because that would be a double bottom from this, and I would expect massive gains, and I would go all in quickly, and it would not be something that I think anything of. I would absolutely take advantage of these support levels. But until we hit those support levels, I do believe we're probably going to go down and retest if we get a confirmation underneath the 50 EMA. This changing right here, not pretty. Last time we had a changing like that, the 5 and the 13, as you can see here, it dumped all the way down here. And we're starting at a new lower high. A high, new lower high, and now we're going to see if we get a new lower low there. And that's one of the things I'm watching for Dogecoin. Go into Shiba Inu to give you the Shiba Inu price prediction update, and you guys can see it right here. The 5 and everything crossing a couple of days ago, and now we're coming down. I absolutely believe we're going down to the 11 mark. So all these signals are pointing to at least a couple of days of pain. I don't know if it's going to happen. There is a probability that this is the low. I don't think it is, but there is a probability that this could be the low. My technicals are pointing to a little bit more pain before the gain that I expect in the longer term. You're seeing a rush. You're just seeing distribution across the metrics when it comes to crypto, which means a lot of people are taking their profits. So they ran it up, and now it's at that point where you're seeing profit being taken. If you're seeing the Ethereum, the staking for Ethereum, there is last time I heard it was like a 13 to 15 day unstaking waiting period, because that's how many people are trying to sell. They're rushing out. And when you see that much FOMO and getting out, I expect some down, just a little bit of push down for the near term. And if you are an active trader like I am, you can go ahead and take advantage of that. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to time this. Just like I time it on the way up, I'm going to try to time things on the way down. And that's up to each person. And so for those who are following along, wondering what's going on, that's what I'm seeing. Now, when it comes to XRP as well, and I know some of you are following XRP, we are underneath that 50 as well. We could push back above, which would be good, but we fell below my red line, which is the 50 and that support that I had, and I've been watching all the way up here. We are now there. And since I have watched just drop all the way down, I am also ready to go on that drop. Normally, I'd wait for the confirmation underneath, but we already had the switch right here, and it continues to drop. That tells me that the pressure is there, and the RSI is only at 42. In other words, we're not way oversold. This thing could easily push down to where I think it's going to go, which is 276. And if it held there, that's where I would want to buy back in. If it failed there, I would believe we're going all the way down there, folks. It could go to the 220s to 240 zone, 220 to 240 zone, and that's what I'm watching there. So I don't believe we're going down to the 220, but I do believe we're probably going to hit right here in the 270s, and that's where I'd probably start my buying back in after I have locked in a ton of gains through this, did my all-in kind of play, and now we're going to see how it works out. Like I said, overall, the strategy worked well for this run-up in this part of the cycle where I was able to pull in a cool $250,000 profit in about 6 weeks. So no problem there. I'm going to rinse and repeat. I'm going to kind of sit back, reorganize. I got a lot more selling or buying to do depending on what we see over the next 72 hours, and I will let you know. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, get in on this channel today. It's my altcoin channel. I'm Crypto Mo over here, and we do cover the altcoins as we go. Like I said before, first link down below, get into the live sessions now. They're over here. Code SAVE will get you in there and save you 40% off. And the bundle with all three of us is absolutely discounted already, plus an extra 40% off. You guys can do that. And if you want to get into the Discord, I was 3-0 in the live teaching today. It was fantastic. And we talked a lot of shop with me and Crypto Will. You can get in there right now. Code LEARN takes 50% off your first month. There you go. And of course, for those who are not in the webinar, we have the webinar up and running. That is ready for you down below. That is the third link down below. And of course, we always have our Kraken deal. Look what we got them to do. They switched it over to XRP, folks. Trade 100 and look at that, 25 XRP. $25 in XRP. That is fantastic. But you got to use my link below. All right, folks, that's what I got for you. I appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the Discord.